Ralph and Bowman's Norfolk Fossil Finds.
Good morning, Lamborghini and occasionally slow Loris Service Centre. How can I help you?
Mr. Bowman here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bowman. How are you?
Don't be bloody stupid, you know exactly how I am.
What do you mean, Mr. Bowman?
You know what I mean. If it wasn't for Nosh telling me that the warthog had landed, I'd probably still be here for another year or two.
Well, I thought you'd taken your time, Mr. Bowman. You hadn't been rushing about.
Well, I had no way of getting back, did I? I'll be popping to see you soon. Don't worry, I'll only be flying by.
Well, I'm not reputing that, Mr. Bowman.
Jedziemy stoti komy, skrypuci gola staci, tiwacici skubluda, znając to się wracał do recydu.
Well, I'll look forward to that, Stoshy the Blue-Wick Ducks.
That looked pretty. What's going on there? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. This has to be the nicest thing I've ever found. I know that's a big statement. Hang on. Hang on. For f***'s sake. I just had to stop and look at it properly myself. Can you see that? That has to be just about the most perfect side scraper ever found. I've ever found, obviously. Right, look at this, right? Right. So there's a bulb there as well, isn't there? Ridge. No, anyway, platform there. Beautiful bulb. Textbook rings of percussion. Look at them, look. See him? Wow, rainbow. Everyone knows his name. Right? So that's if that weren't beautiful enough as a flake, look. Textbook flake. Right? Platform, bulb, rings. Right? Turn her over. Look at that little bit of cortex to give it that contrast. Look, the lines of percussion are going out that way again. The rings of percussion, sorry. Look, where? This lovely bit of removed cortex there, and then perfect. As we said about side scrapers, either one or both of the long sides are retouched. Well, if that isn't one side retouched, I don't know what is. That has to be the most textbook. It's almost like I've opened a dictionary under side scraper of the Paleolithic, and this dropped out in a 3D picture. Virtual reality, but reality. No fucking way. Now, you tell me that is not beautiful. Tell me, go on. No, of course you can't. Nice. There you go. Lovely bit of bone. Patience is a virtue, especially with fossils. That isn't. Anyway, I've seen something else. Here you go. Look at that. Off. Oh, look at the cracks on it. Look at the size of it. That's like a foot. It's like a pair of Fred Flintstone slip-ons. That'd fit as well. F***ing loss! Oh, it's pretty cool as well. But oh, f***ing loss! Where was I? Oh my word! Look at that. Thank you. That is lush. a very big bone. I'm getting late, alright, and I keep saying to them, I keep thinking, oh, look at this, fucking hell, look at that! Look how sharp this is. Look how sharp that is. Yeah, so, yeah, I got here late, so, I keep saying to myself, because I don't want to miss too much of the tide, I should walk along the low tide line first, as quick as I can. But can I walk past stones without looking at them? No. Even though it's to my benefit. Bye-bye, boat. Right, yeah, here, so this. If the underside looks good, we're in. So look. Have a look at it. This. It's got a funny notch on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, definitely even better there. Look, float scraperage, look, with a notch as well. You could have halved that with that bit there, if you wanted to halve it. But look, you got a bit on the end here. Oh, it's one of those Swiss Army knife ones. Lovely. That's not a Corio, but this, you can see it from there, look, which is not usual. Ooh! Lithics. No, just shard. Just chardonnay. So last week I found something. I said to everyone, oh, that looked beautiful, and I never showed it in the thingy, and there's a good reason why I didn't, because it wasn't lovely, which is a perfectly good reason. And it looked very similar to this. For all intents and purposes, this looks like the sharpest, perfectest scraper you could get. It looks like it's, but when you analyse it, the fact that there's no working, I see no flaking at all around the edge of this. I see no flaking on the surface. The only thing I do see is a flaw in the flint. So if you imagine over time this has been working over hundreds of thousands of years, that's probably partially to blame as well. So we've got two thermal flaws, and I believe that's where that has eventually, the frost has then pushed that to the limit, and that's just gone pop, and they call that a pot lid. That's a pot lid fragment thing from another flint. It's popped itself off due to nature. Look at that, nearly gone, look. Oh, we'll be gone in a minute. Pick it up. Look at that. Look at that. Oops, let's just check that. No, that can stay. For that. Oh, look at that. F***ing my word. Right, okay, this is all new to me. Some of this stuff coming up now is absolutely stunning. Look at that. That is a Valois point and a half, isn't it? Wow. Oh my god, that is absolutely beautiful. Sexy as well. That's better. Now are you with me? Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that must be, it's got two flake scars on it. That must be a microlith. It's got the bulb on. It must be. Look at that. That has to be a microlith. Beautiful. Oh, look at that beaut. I know this is a carpal. It's one of the carpals. Or tarsals. Possible deer. Amazing. The shrimps roll in, and then we watch them roll away again. Right, look. Surely, you know, come here. Surely that's interesting. Jesus, that's an wow. Now that is fucking interesting. I'll give up swearing next week because that's just too beautiful. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, you've just scraped. Hi everyone, thanks so much for all the subscriptions. It's really humbling. I really appreciate anybody taking the time to watch what I'm up to. So let's start off with this. That was a nice find. Look at this. Beautifully worked. Looks even better once I got it home. Loads of retouch. Look on it. Look at the facets here. Look, and you can see. Look, the bulb was around here. Look at the platform, and there's the rings going around. See the rings of percussion from when it was struck from the core. It's a lovely colour, Flint as well. Look at it. Here you go. Look. Sometimes the light don't help, and sometimes it does. It's like been shaped into all sorts. It's like a Swiss Army flake. It really is. Look, you got. Look at this here. Look, this notch. I said about it could be hafted. Thing is, I've got hafting on my mind because I've been doing a bit of research on one of these finds. Anyway, I can't tell whether it's a tarsal or carpal, but it's definitely a meta of some description. But without this end, which you identify whether it is a tarsal or unless you're obviously, alright, I was going to say unless you're a bone expert, I may be bone by name, but not necessarily by nature. That's the hole where an artery would have run through before. It's a nice example. Got wear on there, you don't know whether a speech rolled or during the animal's life or whatever. Look at the patina on that, it's beautiful colour. I just love the colour of fossil bone. It's got that deep rich brown and that, you know. I've seen polished items of it and it's absolutely beautiful. Right, what next? They're all really good from now on. This is a large lump of bone, heavy duty. I'm going to say, well, it's got to be, I think it's got to be mammoth. It's got to be, you know, it's probably a small piece of bone from a mammoth, but if you know what I mean. But look at that, look. Texture on there, look. So you can see the density of the bones. It's heavy, thick bone. Weighs a lot, this. You can see the non-uniformity of the marrow on the back. So a lot of it's worn away. A lot of this surface, but looks like surface bone. That's got to be it might be squashed right flat. Look. So yeah, it could have been a round bone because that's the surface on there. Look, and then inside you've got a marrow sandwich. Actually, it's more like a bap, really, isn't it? But beautiful. It's just a shame you can't identify what part of what I believe mammoth it came off. Mammoth find. We've done them jokes. Come on. Right. So we'll go in order of beauty. Believe me, the first one is beauty. Look at that, look, they hardly look damaged, these. This is so sharp. So I'm thinking it's got to be upper Paleolithic. You know, possibly even younger. Going in, maybe into a different epoch. What do you reckon of that? I'm going to keep the music off so you can just concentrate on it. You don't have to have music. People can't deal with silence. Although you don't get a lot of silence from me around. God, they're all good. Right, look at this. I swear to God, that must be a microlift. Look at that, look. Hey? Come on. How pretty is that? That can't be debited. Someone's that pretty, can it? Look at that for a mini bulb. You can just about see the rings, like where it's been struck off. It's got the flake scars from the core, and it's come straight off of a core. That's got to be a. Oh, come on! I'm 90% sure that's a microlith. Beautiful. I mean, it looks like it's even got retouch on that edge, doesn't it? Look, nip, 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 nip. Are you allowed to say nip nowadays? Probably not. I didn't mean it like that, though. Beautiful. Hang on, one more look at the back. Come on. Oh, look. Oh, that's lush. Love it. Levallois Point. Textbook. You can see on the screen. Look at this. I mean, now, this, when you say Levallois Point, you know, this could be a point that has, look at the back, look, made into a scraper, and I can see there's retouch on that edge, look at this. Oh my God, the Flint this week. I'll tell you what, David, the Flint this week is beating the bone. Whether the bone was even really, I don't think there's much bone that could beat this. Look at it. Look at the colour of that. Look at the working on it. That is a work of art. In fact, this has got retouch on both sides, by the look of it, hasn't it? Yes, it has, hasn't it? So this is a scraper, possibly even, I mean, I don't see why that couldn't be put on as an arrowhead, if it was sharp enough. But it's probably a side scraper, with a thick butt there, a bit like myself. Bulb, where's the bulb? Yeah, you can see it was around here somewhere. Look at the colour, the yellow in there, look, them like inclusions. I wonder what minerals that is. Look at that, it's almost like a marble. Look at the smoothness. Wow! See what I'm saying? This is outstanding this week. This is outstanding. You tell me it isn't. Oh, the next one's even more outstanding. Here we go. Oh, this is so lush. This is absolute. Look at it. I'm not going to talk about it. Let's just look at it. I've said what I was going to say about it. You can see for yourselves as straightforward as such an obvious flake scraper of the beautifulest, blackest flint you can get. Oh, it feels like some kind of precious stone, it does, when it's like this, and it looks like precious stone. Stunning. Oh my God. I hope you like this as much as me. How can you not? So pleasing. These are real. I mean, some of the stuff I've shown before is tools, but to people who are not as appreciative or just getting into it might not understand the appreciative of it when you can't really see it. But like with these are textbook sort of things you can show as examples to people you like teaching to. I reckon they're so beautiful. Right, okay. Now, on to the really interesting bit. Right, okay, so what we've got, I mean, you know, this is my guess. You tell me, right? First of all, let's have a look at it. Look at it, right? Going to take it around every angle so you can see it. See the line length of it. Wait, ready for this in a minute? Wait a minute, look at this bit. When you go around this bend, look at the curve. See that? Now look at that. Come on, what are you thinking? Wait for it. Look at that. Right? So it's unifacial. And we can tell, obviously, that this was a flake. With the bulb, I should think, being down here, although you can't feel which direction the rings are going. And it's so smoothed off. I don't know whether they smoothed it off or whether the sea's done it, but I mean, this looks very, very, very old. And you can see the shape of it here. So it's obviously come off the side of a core where previous flakes were being taken off, because you can see it. It's almost down the middle, like in the pictures I'm showing you. So then, you know, why leave that bit on there? So this, you know what? So I'm thinking this is a large flint flake knife. I mean, you know, when does a blade become a knife and a knife become a blade? This is what you've got to ask yourself. But for all intents and purposes, it looks like a large knife to me. If there was more of it, which I'm sure there was. How much more? Now, the other thing it could be is, if that was worked on both sides, there was it Salutarian or whoever it was who made spearheads. This is weighty, and this I reckon was sharp enough at some point to be a spearhead. This could have been hafted onto a spear. It's got weight to it, and it's quite fine with the back like that, if you see what I mean. So some of these, I know they use some of these fake spearheads were turned into knives and vice versa. So I'm thinking, you know, God blimey, I don't know enough to get a definitive of, but it's one of them, isn't it? And if you, when you look at it like on this curve here, and look at the black, oh God, do you see that curve there? I mean, that just looks like these knives I'm showing you, doesn't it, on the screen? Obviously, it's lost some stuff. Unless this side, it had saw teeth, and it was a saw. But either way, we can definitely say it's a large, flaked tool, possibly dagger, large scraper, or even spearhead. And the next thing we can say is it's very old. It's got to be lower Paleolithic, hasn't it? So probably over 300,000 years old, probably between 600 and 300,000 years old, which is crazy. Whereas I believe this Levallois point is anywhere between 300 to 30,000 years old, and in the condition it's in, you're probably looking at 100,000 years old. I know we're silly, we're talking about these numbers, but when you're in them numbers, you can get excited about them, can't you? Even though there's a big gap in between your guesswork. But either way, you guarantee it come from in them epochs, if you get me. So how beautiful, hey? So this is really, really cool. So I've done a lot of research on it, and I'm going to do a lot more. And I keep looking to see other ones and find out more about them. And I'm so glad. It's a really special find. It's up there. I've not found something this big like that before. And it's beautiful. You can imagine it, can't you, with a bit more hafted onto a bone or bit of antler and lovely. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Until then, from Ralph and Bone Man, over and out.